Hello there.
Hi.
You look nice.
Thank you.
Let's see. Um, we'll get started in just a couple of minutes. Right at the top of the hour.
All right.
I think we were testing. I think some people thought that that was at the actual live feed. um,
I saw it.
yeah. So hopefully, I let it be known earlier when I posted. 8 o'clock. I put the time up there.
Okay.
We'll get started in just a little bit. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
What I'm going to do, I normally run two at the same time. Just let me
Okay.
hear echo. I I'm gonna do. I have the one on. Oh no, maybe that's too close up. I'll just
Okay.
do this one. I'll do the one on my phone. Let's- Okay, we'll stick to the one on the phone. One more minute, and we will get started.
All right.
It's gonna be good.
I'm gonna grab my water really quick and be right back.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Where are we? All right. Top of the hour.
All right.
Going. And here we go.
I've been there, everyone else see it's my time. Won't listen closely. Had enough of life pulling on me. Trust in Jesus, eyes gon' be. I'm not very puffed up. I just made it too far. My superstars getting up. Be careful who I let my in. You need to get offended. I just had to make the record clear. Ladies, come on. It's my time. It's my time. Yeah, my time. Ladies, come on. It's my time. It's my time. Yeah, it's my time. I used to be wondering. I used to count every dollar. Things were crumbling. I used to talk. Stop searching every dime to give God the praise. It's my time. It's my time to keep pressing. So I gotta pray for you. Legacy. It's my time. It's my time. It's my time. Legacy. It's my Ain't no need for me to cry no more. Ain't no need for me to work times to let go. I think too far to race it with me. That's why I got a smile on my face. I'm the righteous know the truth. It's my time. What you gonna do? You gotta let it better put you in it. Show you how to show you how to do it. Today, so wait, because I'm too joy. Because I know it's source. Celebrate. It's my time. Because I learned to wait. Ladies, it's my time. It's my time. Ladies, come on. It's my time. It's my time. It's my time. Ladies.
This song you just heard is called Sunshine. It's a life leadership song. Once again, this will come through my email list. Will be sent in the comments below. It's my turn. Tonight, I'd just like to welcome everybody to Queens on Deck. That's right, Queens on Deck. Tonight we have Tonia W. Scott. I'll read her bio. Tonia W. Scott is passionate about seeing those in the kingdom of God living a life on purpose. She works closely with current and aspiring business owners to bring their vision to life. Tonia is a natural connector and motivational cheerleader that enjoys being used at this capacity to help others fulfill their destiny. Tonia spent 10 years in the nonprofit as the director of development for a community development corporation. They're focused on programs that serve ex-offenders and low-income families. Tonia was instrumental in securing federal, state, and private grant funding for programs, developing the youth entrepreneurship, workforce development, first-time home buyer, and community outreach programs. Tonia is a graduate of North Carolina Wesleyan College, where she earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and a minor in marketing. Tonia was born and raised in Richmond, Virginia, and currently resides in Raleigh, North Carolina, where she enjoys spending time with her twins. She has been instrumental in connecting business owners, companies, and individuals with resources to help expand their brand. Tonia is a business connector and CEO of Destiny Promotion Management Agency. Everybody, let's welcome Tonia tonight. Tonia Scott. Let's put some hearts, some thoughts, some
Thank
emojis
you.
in the timeline and let her know that she's welcome here tonight as the featured queen on deck. So Tonia, you want to go ahead and just share, inspire, and empower others that are tuning in entrepreneurship and in the entertainment industry?
Absolutely. Well, first, I want to thank you for having me on your show tonight. It's quite a treat and a blessing to be a part of your vision. So, thank you for that.
Oh,
As you had mentioned, my name is Tonia Scott, and I am the CEO of Destiny Promotion and Management Group. I started the company back in 2008 with a vision of helping business owners. At the time, I was co founder of a Christian businesswoman networking group. And one of the key things I heard a lot of women expressing was publicity. And so it's always been kind of a running joke, if you want to know a place, a person, ask Tanya. And I kept hearing that. So one of my passions in working with entrepreneurs is really helping them to birth their vision. So, taking people that have a vision from their infancy stage all the way to manifestation has been something that really gets me inspired. And I always say my connections are never for me, they're for other people. So, I really take pride in helping those to really birth what is in them, because I like to also refer to myself as a midwife. And I remember years ago, God would just give me downloads of business ideas, and I'm like, well, what is this for? And I'm thinking it was for me, and then it would never fail. The person that those key pieces were for would show up, and I was able to help really just stay in the flow with helping them put together their project timeline to get their business launched. I work with people that have had clothing lines and help them pretty much project manage things from the photo shoots to sourcing for vendors to provide their garments. So it's just a wide variety of things that Destiny Promotion and Management offers to help entrepreneurs. Right now, I'm segueing to working a lot with speakers. I'm helping them to actively pursue speaking engagements, and it's beyond social media. So what I like to do in that area is take it old school, pick the phone up, network, call people, because it all is built on relationships. So that's a little bit about what I do with Destiny Promotion and Management Group.
okay. As a business
Yeah.
connector, what would you share with others that want to know more about what you do in the area as a business connector directly?
So with the business connector arm, it's literally finding out the needs for that business owner. So if someone needs to have a connection with an individual, I literally will sit and dig to find the contact information and even make the call to make the introduction if it's appropriate, of course. But business connection is really about building relationships and building trust with other people that will allow me the opportunity to help them not just connect for the client I'm working with, but also to bring my client to help expand their business and their vision. So a lot of the connections are very strategic. It's not just for the sake of being connected with someone. It's literally getting down to what's the win-win in it, not just for my client, but also how the client can be a benefit to that other business owner as well. I always say, in order to go high, you have to really get low and serve. That's one of the things that I think the business connecting, at least in my experience, has been. I've done things in the early years pro bono and working with people on a volunteer basis to help with their vision. So anything from serving at a banquet, drinks or cookies or whatever it may be, doing those small things that not because I'm looking to get something out of it, but genuinely I want to be connected and let them know I'm vested in your vision. So, however you need to use me to help with bringing that vision to fruition or helping with that project, I'm there. So, I like to encourage people to really take time to not always go into a connection thinking of with the me mentality, but how they can also be a blessing to that other person.
And so, in doing that, would you say that this is a way of opening doors beyond maybe expectation by going into it with the attitude of serving to help someone, be vested in their vision?
Absolutely. Now, and I know just from people I worked with in the past, it's literally been about a me mentality. In some cases, what's in it for me, but I just am really big on collaboration and looking at how, especially in the kingdom, I think there at times there's so much divide where if I have a business and my fellow sister or brother has a business, how can we collaborate together to create an event or to come up with something greater than all of us working together. One person individually may not be able to take it on, but if you have a group of maybe three, let's say for an example, everyone brings a strength to the table. So if in doing that, I think there's more of an opportunity to take that vision collectively to places that they couldn't even imagine. So absolutely, going into it without a selfish motive,
Mhm.
I would say.
Awesome. Awesome. So for someone that's been going to networking events, because you have events you go to the network, right? To try to meet
Yeah, absolutely.
and try to get that right connection, for your business, for your next lead. Would you say that as you being a business connector, the difference between you and going to a networking event is that you already have those relationships established. So when you go to a networking event, you're hoping to make that connection. But working with you as a business connector and with Destiny Promotion Management Agency, you have those relationships to connect them with that right company or with that right business person.
Right. So in that example, absolutely to what you said, you're absolutely correct. That is part of it. Going there with the expectation of well, what my client needs on mind first and foremost, but also being open to meeting new people because you never know. It may not be a connection at that moment for what you need, but you never know later down the line something will come up and it's like, oh, I remember meeting someone at that networking event and one thing I would say that I've really pride myself in doing is following up with that person. So if it's we're going to get together for coffee, right? Because so many people go to networking events and you just kind of get lost in the shuffle of business cards and being very transactional, but really taking time to build a relationship with that connection. It goes back to again the serving aspect, really hearing their heart, hearing what things they may need in their business. So it's not so. My approach is not so. Okay, how you doing? I'm Tonia Scott. Here's my client. Here's what they need. And if you can't help me, then bye. I always just by nature nurture the relationship, right?
Yeah.
So it because that can be a turnoff to people because people will discern, okay, you just really want to talk to me because of what you think. And most of the time, it's not that I genuinely have a genuine desire to build a relationship that's not so surface. with people, because you never know later down the road how you could be a blessing to them or vice versa.
So speed networking is not your technique, it's not your brand.
I'm very, I'm the warm, fuzzy, relational person, right? So yeah, the speed, I think it's a time and a place for that, of course, but just by nature is more of a, relationship. It is all relationships.
So that people can connect more with you as a person. And by doing that, they connect with your brand and really get to know what it is that you're representing. Like you said, you like to go beyond just the surface type of connections, because those are the business relationships that last for a long time. Because like you said, it's all about
Absolutely.
relationships.
Absolutely.
If you had to share something to the entrepreneurs that are tuned in, if you had to share something in regards to encouraging those who may have, at some point faced some struggles or may have faced some things that could have been a little disheartening or something to appear to be an obstacle in their way, what would you say to encourage them to move beyond that obstacle?
I would say the biggest thing, as you read in my bio, is just encouraging them to stay the course, encouraging them to look for creative ways to get beyond the obstacles that present themselves, encouraging them to believe in the gift that God has placed within inside of them, and though it may not manifest in a particular season, does not mean it's not meant to come to pass. I know someone personally that had a vision to do something 13 years ago, and it kind of fell off the wayside, and life happened and things went on, but it's always been in them. So I would say to encourage someone to really just don't let the circumstances of life get them where they put their vision on the back burner, or they just forget about it because something may not happen as fast as they think it should. Everything happens in its season, and I see it a lot of times with people that are artists or speakers or authors, and it's such a gift there, and it's so easy to feel like, okay, I'm just getting lost in the shuffle because I'm just another speaker. But it's not that they're another speaker. They have something very unique that God has placed within them that the world has to experience, and that I think is one of the most disheartening things, is that I'll meet people and they may say, well, I'm too old to do that. And it's like, you're never too old to do that. It's something God put in you. So I would just want to encourage people to, regardless of the situation, push forward. Always, never give up, never doubt your gift, connect with other people that are going to sharpen your gift, network, and put in that type of work, because I go back to everything is relational. Every opportunity that I've had extended to me, whether it be through a contract or employment opportunity, literally came from relationships and people remembering, okay, well, I remember talking to Tanya about such and such. I wonder what she's doing now. And because we built that level of relationship, they genuinely care about my well-being and vice versa. So when we connect, it's like, oh yeah, I had you in mind to do X, Y, and Z, and then it happens. So that would be my thing. Just to never give up, connect, stay connected with people that are going to encourage you to fulfill your dreams, not the naysayers or the doubters or the people that really want to see you fall and fail. Surround yourself with people that have your best interest in mind and that are going to root for you in those days when you're not feeling it, that are going to root for you on those days when you feel like your back is against the wall and nothing good is happening. So that would be my advice, and that for entrepreneurs for that.
Awesome, awesome. So for someone who may feel as if, with your particular brand as a business connector and with Destiny Promotion Management Agency, would you say your brand is not one that can just be boxed in one category because of what the services that you offer? You kind of can touch into different categories no matter what someone's business background is.
Absolutely. It's funny because right now working with a speaker, and working on a contract as an HR, working on previously in the nonprofit sector where you had to wear multiple hats. You come in one day as a director, but you may be down in the kitchen cooking, so it's very, for me, very clear for me that I maintain that, especially with the relationships.
Awesome. So for other entrepreneurs that are watching as well, what would you say to them regarding those that may have limited startup, funds in their budget, but yet they have a vision that they want to move towards?
Mm. That is a great question, and that is probably 90% of the challenge at times. I always say start small. So sometimes, yes, it does take resources and it does take money. If you have a multi-million-dollar vision and you want a building, all of those things take money. But my thing is never allow that to overtake you. Start where you are. If you have a vision to be a best-selling author, for example, you may start off with an ebook. Don't get discouraged because the resources may not be manifested. It's through those little steps that a person takes, that as they take those steps and the vision and those resources that they need start coming, it just flows. And I just always encourage people never to allow money to be a barrier. If they're diligent in what they're doing, the resources will come. And it may not always be monetary. It may be that if a person wants a building because they're diligent, there's favor. Someone may offer a space to them for free. I've seen that happen before. So I would just say, no matter what, don't let the money be the factor to stop. That's why it's even more important to build those relationships, because it may be a situation where there's a mutual barter that can take place. And what I may need for my business, this other person needs. And so we barter. So I would just say never to let financial lack be a reason to not pursue or move forward in the vision.
Awesome, awesome. We have some other entrepreneurs that have tuned in and joining us. Please, if you guys could hit the like button, show some hearts. Let's show our guest, our featured queen on deck, Tonia Scott. Business connector and CEO of Destiny Promotion Management Agency. Let's show her some love by just putting some hearts across the screen, some thumbs up, some likes on the screen. If you're tuned in and you have any questions that you would just like to ask her, just put your questions in the comment section, and we will just go along and ask her questions, and you get your answers as quickly as possible. So, what questions do you guys have that are tuned in? Because I know I'm seeing some of you all out there that are entrepreneurs yourselves. You have your own businesses, but as you know, she's a business connector, and she also is the CEO of Destiny Promotion Management Agency. So, what is it that you would like to ask? I guess our featured queen tonight, Tonia Scott. Anybody have one question that you would like to ask tonight? Please share it in the comment section, and I will ask to to share whatever the response may be to your question. Any questions? But please don't be shy. We're all here together. We're all queens that are doing what it is that we do. Okay, so we have a question from Shonda. Thank you, Shonda. It says, "What's the best way to get yourself out there as a speaker?"
Wow. I would say start local. So take your topic and go to different organizations. Everything may not start off as a paid speaking engagement. I think just from what I've seen, some people want to jump out the gate and become a paid speaker. I would say start local. Take your topic, go to local agencies, go to places. I know one time you're given some feedback on your live, Ursula, about Eventbrite, and just basically start putting yourself out there as a subject matter expert in a particular area. But I would say the biggest thing would be to start local, start doing things such as what you're doing now with Queens on Deck to promote your brand. So that would be my advice.
Okay, Shonda also asked, and also, what's the best way to get yourself out there as far as connecting with organizations?
Literally go through Google and put in local nonprofits. They are always, and I come from the nonprofit sector. I know there was always a need to have someone come in and speak to youth groups or people entering into the workforce. Those probably will be one of your easier markets because a lot of them like volunteers, and a lot of them have the audience. And it's just about getting your feet wet and getting out there and promoting yourself. So I would say one thing now that we have Google to go and just Google different local nonprofit agencies in the area that are relative to your brand.
Awesome. We have Veronica. She just typed in her question. What has been your best method of connecting to different demographics, ethnicities, etc.?
Oh, good question. Um, I think just showing up and being transparent.
Awesome.
For some reason, just having a genuine and authentic. You can't go into it being superficial, just being authentic to your true self. And people will, most of the time, connect with someone they feel like they can open up to. So that has been, for me, what has worked. Just being transparent and um, authentic with people that I meet
Awesome.
and really caring. Like I go back to, not going into it from the standpoint of what's in it for me, but being truly transparent and having a heart of a servant to help.
Awesome. That's great. That's great feedback, great information. Shonda, she just, thanked you, said thanks, Tanya. And we just have hi, Pastor Tanya Roberts. She's watching as well. So we have,
Hello.
everyone on here tonight that has tuned in. We thank you. We thank you all for asking your wonderful, wonderful questions. Great
Yes.
questions
Good
on the
question.
timeline tonight. We also would like to find out. So, Tanya, share with us how everyone can get in contact with you to connect with you and your business, with your brand.
Absolutely. They can email me at dpmg management. That's dpmg management at gmail.com.
Can you say it one more time?
Yes, dpmg management at gmail.com.
Okay, DPMG management at gmail.com.
Correct.
I'm putting that in the comment in the timeline, management at gmail.com, so everybody can see it in writing. That way, it's in the timeline. So this is how you guys can connect with Tanya. That's DPMG management at gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay. So we just put that in the you all see that in the timeline. That's how you can connect with Tonia Scott, who is a business connector and CEO of Destiny Promotion Management Agency. It has been an awesome, awesome time tonight. Anybody, I know we just had someone tuning in. Do you have a question that you would like to ask before we log off? Anyone else have a question tonight for Miss Tonia Scott before we log off in regards to her business and business connecting, or CEO of Destiny Promotion Management Agency and entrepreneurship? Anything that you would like to know regarding business before we log off? Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Let's give, Tanya, our featured queen on deck, let's give her some hearts, show some love. We really appreciate
Thank
you
you.
tonight. And
Thank you.
of course, and we, just thank you for your time and sharing tonight about your business, about your brand, answering key questions, giving a solution to some of the questions that, we had on here tonight in the comment section. And we just thank you for your time as one of the entrepreneurs out here, business owners. You continue to do well in all your endeavors. And thank you all for
Thank
tuning in
you.
tonight. And look forward to you guys joining us um, next month. Is there anything else that you would like to share before we close out, Tanya?
Just want to thank you. Thank you for everyone that tuned in tonight, and blessings to you with this platform that you're creating for Queens to share for others in the marketplace. So thank you so much for your time and your vision.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm glad we could have you tonight. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
And for those tuning in, we'll be back here again next Tuesday, every first Tuesday of the month. So next Tuesday of the month, April 3rd, we'll be back here with our featured queen on deck, Veronica Evans, co-owner of Cirque Auto, located in Lithonia, Georgia. So tune in next month for our next featured queen on deck, Veronica Evans, co-owner of Cirque Auto from Lithonia, Georgia is where it's located. And they have some very, very, very nice high-end vehicles, all right? So just tune in so you can hear more about the business, more about the brand. And for those of you who would like to connect with Tonya about her business as a business connector, her contact is dpmgmanagement@gmail.com. Okay. Thank you all again for being on here tonight. Look forward to having you, every queen that tuned in. Appreciate you. See you again next month.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's my time. Come on, listen closely. Had enough of life pulling on me. Trust in Jesus, and how it's gonna be. I'm not feeling puffed up. I just made it too far for myself to start spinning up. Be careful who I let my ear. No need to get offended. I just had to make the record clear. Ladies, come on, it's my time. It's my time. Yeah, it's my time. Ladies, come on, it's my time. It's my time. Yeah, it's my time. I used to be wondering, I used to count every dollar bill, things were crumbling. I used to talk to a friend, then I realized there was only one really listening. Jesus, I'm telling you, see, Jesus is the one that I feel you need. My time to get was mine, my time, knowing everything's gonna be fine. It's my time to give God the glory. It's my time for unspeakable joy. It's my time to have peace of mind. It's my time. Stop searching every dime. It's my time to give God the praise. It's my time. Keep on keeping the faith. It's my time to keep pressing see. So I gotta believe what He promised me. Ladies, come on, it's my time. It's my time. Yeah, it's my time.
Good night, y'all. Y'all be blessed, all right? Have a good night. UrselaCamille.com. Till next time.